Hard liquor is healthier than beer.
So, as with many of the Dr. Peatisms, I have found this to absolutely be true more in practice, in reality. And then as a result of that, I've kind of looked into the theory of it. Beer is very estrogenic. And estrogen is not good. We're going to have to do that in another episode. So that'll be a different section. But excess estrogen is really not good to anyone. I guess the word excess would, automatically imply that. But excess estrogen in this day and age is also ubiquitous for all kinds of reasons that we won't go into. And so beer is definitely increasing that estrogen. The hops in there are, highly estrogenic. So I believe that is the main reason why he said that. The other reason, of course, is that there's yeast in there. So it's the product of fermentation. So it's also adding a bunch of organisms into your system, potentially, depending on, how it's processed. And it's definitely feeding potentially organisms like, yeast and fungi and stuff like that. I don't know how much Dr. Peat focused on that, but that's another thing that's pretty obvious to me, is that it definitely makes things like candida worse to be consuming beer because it's, very yeasty. Anecdotally, I used to, when I was young, too young, go and drink regularly, and I'd always drink beer because that's what everyone else is drinking. And it always made me so sick. I would literally vomit a lot of the time. And it kind of put me off alcohol for a long time. And then when I was in my 20s, I would drink spirits. And I'd find I had a completely different response to them. And I realized it was actually probably the yeast and stuff and maybe the estrogenic effect that made me so sick. And it wasn't the alcohol. And when it was just the alcohol, which is highly refined and without any of that stuff, again, I mean, I still felt, poisoned, like alcohol poisons you, but way less than you'd think, So to me, 6 shots of spirit could be okay, totally fine. 6 pints of beer or whatever, maybe 6 half pints of beer, whatever is the, alcoholic equivalent to that would wreck me. So that's my personal experience as well. So I 100% agree with this. When people say they want to drink alcohol, I recommend, spirits, hard liquor over beer or wine. Wine has its own issues. It's not as bad. If it's real wine that's properly made, it probably possibly, depending on circumstances, be better than liquor. But almost all wine actually has very few grapes in. It's got lots of sulfites. It's got lots of other chemicals in there to preserve it. And so therefore, generally, it's not beneficial as well. So if people want to drink alcohol, I would recommend hard liquor as number one, just like Dr. Peat, maybe for different reasons.
And take your charcoal too.
Most definitely. And we could probably dedicate a whole episode to all the things you could do with alcohol to mitigate the effects and minimize it. But there are a bunch of things that you can do to make alcohol a lot less damaging to you if you're going to do alcohol. Absolutely. It's not something that, I'm doing it now, so therefore I'll also, eat fast food or not drink water or whatever. Like, there's a bunch of different strategies, there's supplements, herbs, there's things you can do that will significantly reduce the toxicity of alcohol. Let us know in the comments if you'd be interested in an episode on that. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Rejuvenate podcast. If you want to watch the full episode that came from, just click on the link above. Or if you just want to watch our latest video, then click the link below. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you.